So today we're making our caramel eclair glaze. Now this is a professional looking glaze. It's very similar to a mirror glaze. So traditionally the gelatin would be used to set this glaze. However, today we are using neutral glaze, which includes pectin, which is a natural setting agent that comes from the fiber from fruits. And I've already prepared my neutral glaze. Now with neutral glaze, you can purchase it already prepared, but it's very low cost and easy to prepare it yourself. And I have linked in your recipe in the dashboard on how to make your very own neutral glaze. It has so many different applications. In the pastry world, we use it to brush onto fruits to keep them nice and fresh. We use them in our mirror glazes and many different types of glazes to create a nice shine and also the setting component as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my neutral glaze to a saucepan, and we're going to heat this very, very slowly. We just want to melt it down slowly. So whilst that is melting, we can start preparing our other ingredients. So for this glaze, we are using some chocolate. I'm using some vegan white chocolate. And I've just chopped it very finely. And we also have some dark chocolate as well. I'm using a dark curvature chocolate, something around 70%. And some plant-based cream. And you can use your favorite plant-based cream. Now I'm just gonna melt this in the microwave, but if you don't have a microwave, you can just do it slowly over a bain-marie. And I want to melt it until it's about half melted. So I'm gonna pop that in my microwave now in about 15 to 20 second intervals until it's about half melted. So I can see my neutral glaze is pretty much all melted. I'm just going to turn the heat off now and just let that residual heat just melt that last little remaining bit. And I've pulled my cream and chocolate out of the microwave and it's half melted. So now I'm going to use my immersion blender. So now I'm going to blend my chocolate and cream until we get a nice emulsion. You just want to make sure that when you put your immersion blender into that liquid, that we don't want to add any air. So we want to try and avoid adding any air bubbles. Okay, so once our chocolate and cream are blended, I'm going to now add my neutral glaze. Okay, so once the neutral glaze is added, then we can add our caramel. Now, if you've already prepared your caramel and it's been in the fridge and it's really cold, you can just warm it up in the microwave as well until it's like just warm. And I'm gonna add that in too. And emulsify everything together. Just make sure that you scrape down the sides and on the bottom just to ensure that everything's incorporated well. Now you'll probably notice a few air bubbles on the surface. So what you want to do is just get underneath and give it a good tap just to bring any of the air bubbles to the top. And then we're just going to take some cling wrap and cover to contact, and that's going to pierce any of those air bubbles that have come to the surface. So once you've got your cling wrap on there, at this stage you can wait until it cools down to your working temperature before you start glazing your eclairs. Now if you're not using your glaze immediately, this can be stored in the refrigerator for at least a few weeks, and whenever you need it to use it for glazing eclairs, just take it out, warm it up, and then allow it to come to your working temperature before you go ahead and glaze your eclairs. So there you go guys, that's our caramel eclair glaze.